Hi, my name is ColdBeer and let's start with Death Noodle Delivery. Guys, this is as indie as it can get, starting from the narrative crazy setting where you play as a courier for a death noodle delivery company and ending with the price tag. You can see, it will not bankrupt you. Anyway, the city is filled with dangers and your main job is not just to deliver a pack of noodles, but also it would be nice not to die. And that won't be easy. You will upgrade your old hoverboard from a rusty ironing board to an actual killing machine, unlock new power-ups, manipulate time and launch explosive cats. Yeah, that is your meowpon of choice. You will also talk to your neighbors, listen to their dirty stories and browse the web for hacks and pleasure. Also, you will find a terrible secret if you survive long enough. And it's you, so you probably never know. Pumpkin Jack. With more than 90% of positive review score on Steam, this hack-and-slash adventure platformer should grab your attention by its balls.
Wait, what?
Shut up. Here you'll travel across dangerous landscapes in levels featuring alluring atmospheres, each crafted with vibrant color palettes and cool lighting effects. Here you must master the art of combo attacks, learn dodging and timing to survive dynamic real-time battles. You will unlock powerful weapons and solve puzzles that focus on physics. Use your flaming head to burn books, hammer some moles, and create pathways for magic spheres as each level introduces new challenges. You'll also find helpful companions to assist you on your journey, including an owl to guide you along, and a crow itching to assist you with long-range attacks. This game is meant for pure entertainment. Great visuals, interesting storyline and dynamic battles await you here. Also, the humor is quite nice as well. New Cycle. Here, after an apocalyptic series of solar flares, human society has been thrown into chaos. You will have to establish a settlement and develop it all the way from humble beginnings to industrial metropolis. In other words, you are responsible for bringing civilization back and not letting smart beavers take control of the earth. Don't worry, that is another game, no beavers here. If you manage to achieve success, that is. The game will challenge you with sandstorms, shortages, wildfires and other disasters, so be prepared and always ready to act quickly if you want your puny village to grow into a glorious ColdBeeristan. Although nature is not your only enemy here. Refugee crisis, unrest, disease outbreaks, this list of what can go wrong is very long. So there is a huge chance that you will fail miserably. Terrible fate awaits you, doom and gloom and other scary words. Hogwarts Legacy. I had a lot of fun playing this game, although I bought it with the idea of playing it a bit, making a review to my channel and forgetting about it. Well, turns have tabled while I played it. It was so much fun to explore the land and meet various characters, I refused to convert it into a job. So I just played the game for my own pleasure and completely skipped it on my channel. All in all, Hogwarts Legacy was one of the few games that actually survived the hype train and never crashed anywhere. The game has above 90% of positive reviews on Steam, and I would give the game 10 ColdBeers out of 10 without much thinking. The world is very detailed, quests are handcrafted and fun, magic truly feels like magic and the world is really open, although the map is shaped like a bow, very narrow and long, but that's maybe a thing of a lore. I don't know, I have never read the books, only seen the movies. Only thing that actually spoiled the game a bit was how soon I got the ability to fly. That absolutely crashed the exploration on foot part. Flying in Hogwarts is awesome, but I would have given this ability way later in the game. The variety of enemies also could be wider, but hey, it's a great game, you have all my recommendations. Hardspace, Shipbreaker. There are so many games where you just fly the spaceships, but have you ever thought about where these ships go when you don't need them anymore? Well, me neither. That would be dumb. But someone couldn't shake the idea and made this game. So here, equipped with cutting-edge salvaging technology, you will carve and slice spaceships to recover valuable materials, upgrade your gear and take on more lucrative contracts, and pay your billion credits debt to a shady corporation. Human life means nothing to them, so you are just a tool with a capability of holding other tools. You know, if your hammer could hold another hammer, nobody would need you at all. Just think about that, how fragile everything is. Anyway, the game is a proud owner of very positive reviews, and if you feel adventurous, this may be your spoon of potato salad. Although be careful, too much of zero gravity can convert you into another space object. A comet. A vomit comet. Batman: Arkham Origins. Although it was the third Arkham game, it is the first one story-wise. Taking place before the rise of Gotham City's most dangerous criminals, the game showcases a young and unrefined Batman. He faces a defining moment in his early career as a crime fighter that sets his path to becoming the Dark Knight. The game features a pivotal tale set on Christmas Eve, where Batman is hunted by 8 of the deadliest assassins from the DC Comics universe. You will become a rookie Batman as he encounters for the first time many of the characters that shape his future. He will find a case file system that allows you to analyze seemingly impossible to solve crime reconstructions in real time. Combining Batman's sensors with a Batcomputer, you can digitally recreate crimes and study detailed simulation of the act as it happened. So it can sound weird, but this is a detective game. But you are not only an investigator, oh no, you are the justice itself. Manor Lords. I remember when I saw the Manor Lords gameplay trailer for the first time and I learned the fact that it was developed by one man, I was really skeptical. You know, how can an indie game created by one dude look better than Age of Empires 4? It seemed absolutely impossible and reeked of scam, but I was obviously wrong. Also, I'm sure that he got some help after he coined a publisher, which is Hooded Horse, one of the coolest publishers around. So Manor Lords is a wonderful city builder with elements of war. The visuals of the game are great, especially when you zoom in and see all that beautiful grass, all that beautiful graphic cards melting grass. Yeah, my PC froze a few times while I was playing a demo on ultra graphics. Also, I was recording a video in 4K at the same time, so it may have something to do with that as well. The goal of the game is to build a fully functioning medieval city. You start by building a hunting lodge, wood-cutting structures, peasant huts, all that necessary trifle, and you end up with a huge prosperous city of ColdBeeristan. I especially like that you can build lots and fields in almost any shape you want, and then your builders and algorithm will do the rest. Also, a cool feature is that you can regrow your forest. You have a special forester building where you can assign your workers and they start reforestation. Anyway, this is a wonderful RTS game. I can recommend it without a doubt. Kenshi. This is a free-roaming, squad-based RPG focusing on open-ended sandbox gameplay. You can be a trader, a thief, a rebel, a warlord, a slave, or just food for the cannibals. The freedom is here and it's up to you how you would use it. You can research new equipment and craft new gear, purchase and upgrade your own buildings to use as safe fortified havens when things go bad, or use them to start up a business. Well, it's a sandbox game after all. You can aid or oppose the various factions in the world while striving for the strength and wealth necessary to simply survive in the harsh desert. You will train your men up from puny victims to master warriors, carry your wounded squadmates to safety and get them all home alive. The game is purely single player and it's an owner of overwhelmingly positive reviews left by tens of thousands of people. The Dungeon of Naheulbeuk, the Amulet of Chaos. This is a humoristic approach to the serious CRPG genre. The story and whole game is based on a classic humoristic French radio show, so it's filled with French humor. You know, everything is about the baguettes and Eiffel Tower. Also, if you are British, for you this game on Steam costs a few times more than for everyone else, and by buying it you must accept the terms that you agree that France is a way more developed country than United Kingdom is. Then you get a 10% discount. Well, that is of course not true, that was some Lithuanian humor for you, but I guess they could really implement that as a joke as well. Anyway, here you'll find exciting battles with creative support mechanics between team members and an adaptive difficulty system, from an accessible and fun story mode with simplified combat to the nightmare mode, where the smallest tactical errors will doom you. Here you'll also encounter more than 100 enemies and epic boss battles. And you know, not every game must have a serious story, sometimes we all need to relax, and this game might be just it. The Gunk. This is an action-adventure game in which you play as one of two gritty space holes. As you are struggling to bring in funds, you chance upon an untouched planet brimming with life. You came in search of valuable resources and it looks like you hit the jackpot. But as you uncover the dormant secrets of a shattered civilization, you must battle the curse of a toxic gunk parasite. You will use your trusty power glove to reverse the corruption, uncover secrets of old and heal the planet. Also experience the evolving relationship of the crew as you explore this unique world. The game has a very positive review score, so it may be a good choice for your evening. Necesse. Here you'll find an infinite procedurally generated world full of mysteries to uncover. As you grow your settlement, you will also lead expeditions against pirate kings, dragons, fallen wizards and people who write in all caps. Here you can spend your days crawling through dungeons, searching for treasures and raw materials for equipment crafting. Also, you may answer the call to adventure, traversing the seas and seeking out great foes to test your prowess. Recruit settlers with particular skills and work alongside them to mine a wide variety of ores. Craft gear tailored to your preferred playstyle and establish a flourishing, amazing village. But knowing you, there is a big chance that your village will be puny and pathetic. No offense. Okay, a little offense. What are you gonna do, huh? Well, jokes aside, people are saying that the game looks simple, but it's actually really complex and fun. More than 90% of reviews are positive. Detroit: Become Human. Here, decisions will dramatically alter how the game's intense, branching narrative plays out. Your choices really matter, not like in real life. Basically, the whole game is built around your choices. You can't do anything here except to choose what to do in certain situations. Well, also you move around a little and search for clues, but that's kinda it. And every decision you make, no matter how small, affects the outcome of the story. And in this game, no playthrough will be exactly the same. You can replay again and again to discover a totally different conclusion, sometimes absolutely unexpected one. Well, let's be honest, you probably won't do that many times, but it's nice to know that the ending you got is really unique. Also, you can try the free demo version on Steam. CryoFall. This is a sci-fi colony simulation survival game set on a forgotten planet in a distant future. You will join the world together with other survivors to rebuild your civilization from scratch. Start with primitive technology and simple tools, and use them to progress towards modern industrial might and even beyond, eventually reaching space-age technology only seen in science fiction. So it's a science fiction game where you seek to achieve some science fiction. CryoFall can be played either as a relaxed player versus environment experience with no competition, or as a brutal and unforgiving PvP. Make your choice and join one of the many available servers with different game modes, or host your own and invite your friends to join you. However, it's important to keep in mind that CryoFall is not for the faint of heart. The unforgiving environment can be brutal, and you might find yourself in situations where even a tardigrade would be jealous of your survival skills. The Forgotten City. This game, as a lot of gamers point out, is a Groundhog Day in an ancient city. The mechanic here is simple. Everyone around you is dying for unknown reasons and you have to stop it. If you fail, and you will fail more than once, you can just go to the portal and restart the day over and over again until you solve the problem of dying so nobody dies anymore. If you think about it, this is a roguelite game, just story-based instead of combat. And it's really one of the best adventure games there is. I'm not gonna lie, if you go to Steam you will see the overwhelmingly positive review score. Also, fun fact, this game started as a Skyrim mod a long time ago, and it was so well received it became a separate kick-ass game. Instruments of Destruction. Do you have an urge to destroy, to ruin cities and flatten the terrain in the moment of rage? Nobody is stopping you. You can go and destroy anything you want. Or you can go and play this game instead. Or after. You know, when you destroy everything, this game will offer you more. So here you will become a vehicle test pilot and journey across the world to remote outposts where everything needs to be, destroyed. For that noble goal, you will be using purpose-built wrecking machines such as flying bulldozers, tanks wielding quad rocket launchers, and ornithopters with grappling hooks. This game is not only about destruction, it is about building as well. You will learn how to design your own machines for the ultimate demolition experience. Simply use the editor to construct devastating vehicles armed with chainsaws, lasers, claws, wrecking balls, magnets, vortex generators, and much more. Beyond vehicles, here you can design your own custom maps and structures, and share it all with the world via Steam Workshop. The game has a very positive review score and can soothe your urge to destroy. Tiny and Tall, Gleipnir. This is a very well done, classic yet modern point-and-click adventure inspired by legendary LucasArts games. Here you will dive into the story that revolves around two barely competent and charmingly inept blacksmiths. They find themselves contractually bound to the Norse gods and have to explore this beautifully drawn handcrafted world to find unusual and magical objects. But alas, while they look for these ingredients, the sinister Loki, the trickster god, has his own plans to deal with the fellas. So here you will have to solve puzzles, talk to interesting characters, and live in a world of epic Norse legends. Void Crew. Here you will pilot the ship, man the turrets, perform emergency repairs, recharge the power cells, utilize space station weaponry, fabricate munitions, and exit the ship on extravehicular missions, be it patching the ship's hull or scavenging derelict wrecks. The game has a very positive review score on Steam and lets you explore the universe along with your buddies, or, you know, with your mother-in-law. Nobody loves you more, and you know it. People on Steam are saying that everyone has a job to do on the ship, and with every update the game seems to be getting better and better. Also, Void Crew will break your friendships, but, you know, it's worth it. You will find new friends. World is full of friends. Not yours, though. Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Here you will fight enemies of mankind as Lieutenant Titus and slay hundreds or even thousands of evil tyrannids. And they look something like Zerg from StarCraft, you know, insectoid monsters of some sort. And yeah, tyrannids for the first time were mentioned in 1987, a long time before StarCraft, so similarities are the other way around. Anyway, here you are a Space Marine, a warrior of unimaginable power. Here it is so satisfying to hack and slash, dice and slice, it is very hard to stop playing. You know, here the game lets you actually feel the might of your character. If in Dark Souls you had Space Marine instead of Dark Souls protagonist, even your grandma could beat it. Well, you could be the hardest boss of any Dark Souls game, to be honest. That's how strong and cool your hero in Space Marine is. Well, you will still die occasionally, but that won't ruin the mood. You know what can ruin the mood here? Locked cosmetics that you can't unlock just by playing casually. Anyway, a very positive review score is here for a reason. So let's kill some Zerg for the Emperor. I mean Tyranids, I swear. Injustice 2 Legendary Edition. So this is basically the same as Mortal Kombat, just with different characters and no gore. You can't pull out the backbone through the mouth of your adversary, and if you want to do that, you are looking at the wrong game. So you can actually play this one with your 5-year-old niece and be embarrassed when she tears another asshole in your body with her awesome fighting skills. Nah, I'm kidding, kids are not good at games, and because it's forbidden to beat them in real life, you can at least do that in this game. Don't hold back, show them who's the boss. So in this version you will get 10 additional characters, including teenage mutant ninja snakes, or lizards, can't remember. Anyway, here you can become Batman as well, and beat everyone. On easy difficulty, you got this. Pacific Drive. This is a very interesting title with mechanics you won't usually see in other games. In this driving survival adventure you face supernatural dangers on each expedition into the exclusion zone. Make your base of operations in an abandoned garage, where you'll research new parts, customize your station wagon and chart routes deeper into the zone. As you gather precious resources and investigate what's been left behind in the zone, you learn exactly what it takes to survive in this unpredictable hostile environment. All the vibes here lead to Strugatsky brothers and their roadside picnic story. Many games draw inspiration from it, from legendary Stalker to a recent gem Tunguska the Visitation. And if you like the theme about some stranger things happening in this specific area, I recommend you to watch the movie named Annihilation with Natalie Portman. You won't be disappointed, I promise. A Plague Tale Innocence. Here you'll take control of young Amisha and her little brother Hugo in a journey through the darkest hours of history. Haunted by Inquisition soldiers and surrounded by unstoppable swarms of rats, you will struggle to survive against overwhelming odds. Dead, rotten bodies lay everywhere, and rats, oh, those creatures can and will eat anyone alive who does not carry a light source. As I always say, this is a bit unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
You know, rats are no vampires. I used to own one, it liked bathing in the sun rays.
Well, what if those are vampire rats?
I never actually thought about that. Anyway, keep in mind that the atmosphere here is grim and dark, so if you are a sensitive person, it may prove a challenge to play. Game tend to pull the ropes of emotion, and if you let your guard down and allow it to do its dark job, it will control you like a puppet. But in general, all that darkness is cool and original, keeping in mind all those airy fairy unicorn games people are used to play these days. And now, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.